Hey guys, how's it going? Hope everybody's doing well out there today. In this video, I thought we would do something a little bit different, and I want to kind of show you the process I go through when I'm taking a look at new Docker containers to share with you. So in this video, we're going to install a Docker container together for the first time. But first, a quick message from today's video sponsor. YourCDKey.com is a great place to get Windows 10 keys at incredibly low prices. So here we are on the Microsoft Windows 10 Pro page, and right here you can see the current price is $20.05. But if you use the coupon code that's in the description down below, you'll get it even cheaper. So I'm going to go ahead and paste that in here and click apply. And now our new total for Windows 10 Pro is about $15. Now I have the option to go ahead and view the keys right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Then I'll click on get the key. And then I'm going to come over here, and right there you can change the product key. So go ahead and click on that. I'm going to go ahead and change the product key right here. So I've entered my key, and I'll click next. Then I'll click on activate. And here we can see that Windows is activated. Next, what we want to do is go ahead and validate the key installation. And right there, you can see that Windows 10 Professional Edition is permanently activated. So head on over to YourCDKey.com to get your next Windows 10 Pro key at ridiculously low prices. So here we are on my desktop, and this is something I found in self-hosted called Peppermint. It is a ticket management / help desk solution, and it looks like the new update 0.2 is here. So if we kind of take a look through this, it says it's a little rough around the edges, but I feel like it's now a solid foundation that the developer wants the project to become. The base of the application now works fine and is in a stable condition, which will lay the groundwork for some other features that they want to implement. So let's see what's been improved first. Of course, there's a GitHub link that we'll get to, but I kind of want to see what they have to say about it before we get into all of that. So what's been improved now now supports personal and ticket-related file uploads. That's cool. Ticket creation with Markdown support. If you've watched my other videos, you'll know that I'm not good with Markdown. It doesn't. I'm sure if I practiced, I would get good. That's how all things typically work. Hopefully, there's still an option for like a WYSIWYG editor or whatever, but we'll get to that. Improved ticket detailing, that's good. It looks like there's been a massive user interface, user experience overhaul, thanks to a user by the name of Tailwind. Quicker development and better production experience with Next.js. Great, good solid backbone for that. Fully mobile responsive with plans to introduce PWA mode. I don't know what that is, I'll have to look that up later. Personal notebook that supports Markdown. I like having a personal notebook for this kind of thing, to leave notes for yourself, that sort of thing. Also client notes, that's good. Sometimes you forget what a client may have asked or how they treated you, things like that. And sometimes it's good to have little notes about clients. That's cool, I dig that. So what's up next? Email and notification support. Okay, so that means at this point, there is no built-in notification support at this point. So that's fine. I actually knew that coming into this, but again, like I haven't actually installed this, but based on what little research I have done, I really feel like this has a lot of potential. And so if we can show a good, solid community interest in this product, hopefully that will be able to generate some more interest in them expediting some of this stuff. Or maybe if we can contribute to their project, they can hire additional developers, or I don't know how their process works, but just know going into this, right now there's no notification support via email, but that is coming. It's already in their timeline of things to take care of. So that's something to keep in mind. The knowledge, so they also want to add a knowledge base that can be private, public, or team-wide. Asset management, links to GitHub and GitLab issues, portal for users to see updates on their tickets. Okay, so these are some fairly basic things that we would like to see, but they know that they want to get them in there. So we'll kind of have to see how this goes and what kind of things that we should expect moving forward. But let's actually take a look at it first before we get into trying to criticize it too much. Let's kind of see where it is, and maybe again, hopefully generate some interest in this and keep the development moving. So if you want to quickly check out how you can use it, there's a Lenovo one-click installer. Very cool. Love Lenovo. We're not going to do that here. We're going to install this on a local machine just for the sake of testing. They've got a GitHub, a Discord. I will try to leave links to all of this in the description down below. They've got documents, they've got a website, and a roadmap, which is the same as the website. So they've got some screenshots down here. This all looks really good. We're not going to go through all of that, but yeah. So then, of course, the next step will be to go over to their GitHub page here. And here we can take a look. We can see that they've been doing updates. Some of this as recently as an hour ago. That's amazing. I am super, super thrilled to see that. So let's keep scrolling down. They're supported by DigitalOcean, which means they've got a certain number of stars in order to get that sponsorship. So that's good. It looks like it's already been forked 4 times. We've got 4 people watching it. I'm not actually logged in, or I would. Let's see, features, ticket creation, bog standard ticket creation with Markdown editor and file uploads, a log of client history, Markdown based on notebook with to-do lists, responsive, multi-deployment using Docker or PM2, simple to use, I believe that. Let's see, it says installation with Docker. Currently only Linux has been verified as working, and they're open to the idea of supporting Windows eventually. They're not doing that presently, so just kind of keep that in mind. This is an alpha, so the risk of data loss is real and may not be stable. We don't recommend that you run this in a production environment. I'm so happy to see that they've got that in their documentation here, that they're being very transparent that this is still an alpha. Use at your own risk. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to take a look at it, see how it looks, see how it works, that sort of thing, and kind of go from there. Next, we're going to, it says next, check out the getting started guide of this if it's the first time using Peppermint. We've got a Docker Compose stack right here that we're going to use. We're going to change it up, but we're going to use this. Let's see, volumes. Interesting. They didn't declare the volume there. That's fine. We'll make it work. What I am noticing is that there doesn't appear to be a volume for the client, for the front-facing thing here. I think that's a little bit interesting. I would like to see them add a volume for persistent data on the client. Yeah, I would really like to see some persistent data on the client, as well as obviously the database here. So we've got just a basic install there. Below that, we've got some supported environmental variables. Again, they've got one-click installers over on Linode. They've got a roadmap that they've got public on Trello. I dig that. Let's actually jump over and take a look at that. So here we are. We're on their Trello backlog. We've got releases. We've got alphas. So alpha 2 plus or 0.2 plus again is that email and notification support. They're going to do a Kanban style task tracking. Public Markdown, we kind of covered that. Asset management. Analytics page, I really like that they may integrate that. Engineer stats, ticket numbers by month. I love seeing that. And then a GitHub issues integration. That'll be a lot of fun. And then of course they've got a list of ideas over here. Definitely you got more ideas that you think would be a good implementation here. Definitely get in touch with these guys, whether it's through GitHub or Trello or however, and let them know what your ideas are. Discord would probably be the best way to handle that. I don't have any verification on that. That would just be how I would want to be reached out to. So let's go ahead and close that. So let's scroll back up. Here we've got our Docker Compose file. We're going to use this, but we're going to change it just a little bit here. I'm going to come over here. Here is Portainer. I'm going to open up a new stack. I'm going to add a stack, and then I'm just going to paste that in there. Now, we do want to change something here, I think. I want to actually change this volume. I'm going to add, I'm going to add volumes up here. We're going to call it, Peppermint DB. That's what we're going to call it. And then I'm going to copy that and paste that right there. So that way we've actually got a persistent volume for the database established here. Also, let's give this thing a name up here at the top. So we're going to have a version 3.1 Docker Compose file here. I added the volumes for Peppermint DB. Our service will be a Postgres database. We're going to use the latest version of that. We'll do a restart always. That's fairly standard. The volumes, again, we've just established that. The environmental variables here will be the Postgres user will be Peppermint. The password will be 1234, and the database will be Peppermint as well. And then below that, we've got our container name for the client as Peppermint. The image will be Peppermint Labs / Peppermint. The port will be on port 5000. That's fine for my current setup. I don't have anything else installed on this VM, so we can leave this as is. However, if you do have something else already on port 5000, you can, change that to something like 5050, for instance. As long as you leave the second half of this as 5000, you shouldn't have any issues. It's going to depend on Postgres. That's good. Basically, it won't try to go through its setup process until it's able to establish that the Postgres database is up and running. Our environment will be port 5000. Our database, username, password, and host are all matching down here, what we've got up here. And the base URL is currently localhost. I'm going to change that to my server's IP address, which in this case is 192.168.1.229, like so. And really, that's all we should need to do at this point. We've got everything declared that we need to have declared. So let's go ahead and come down here and click on deploy the stack. We'll give this a minute to do its thing, and then we'll come back and take a look, as long as we don't get any errors in the meantime.
A few moments later.
Okay, so it looks like things have deployed here. So let's come back over to Peppermint here. And here we've got a couple of containers running. It looks like we've got Peppermint and Postgres, as we would expect. So let's see. It looks like it's doing some stuff here. Let's come back to here. All right, so it has migrated the database. It's kind of going through a setup process here. All right. Okay, so it looks like it's actually created an admin account for us. Possibly, it looks like. Of course, I don't know what that password is going to be. Hopefully, we can come back and take a look. In fact, while we're waiting for this, let's actually come in here. And see if we can find any information about that. Nothing there. All right, well, I tell you what, let's go back over to our containers and let's just pop this thing open and see what we get here. Okay, so let's open this back up because there was an email address. Pretty sure I saw, yeah. No, don't auto refresh, don't do that. All right. Wow, I wonder if that is our password or if that's been, because like this one, number, nope. Man, I tell you what, let's give this a try. Again, this is one of those things where I'm not sure. This is me jumping into this for the first time. So we're just gonna paste that in there. And then let's grab this crazy password right here and see if that's the password or if that's hashed. Ooh, interesting. Oh, you know what happened there? I'm dumb. See, this is one of those things you wouldn't have seen otherwise. That's on port 5000, so I screwed something up there. Let's go back to our containers. Let's go to our Peppermint. Let's do duplicate and edit. Environments, yep, there it is. So I changed it in one place, not the other. So let's redeploy the container. This is one of those things I screwed up. So let's take a look here. There we go. Oops. Take a look at our logs. Okay, so it's going to go through another setup. Now this is one of those instances where having a persistent volume for this may have actually saved us some time. So it looks like we should be able to hopefully get back in here. Nope. Okay, so then in this case, here's what I would normally do at this point, is I would actually basically trash both of these containers, like so. We're just gonna click on remove and click on remove. And then once these are gone, then I'll come back over here to the stacks. We'll go back into Peppermint here. We'll go into editor. I'm actually gonna change this back to 5000, just because sometimes weird stuff happens. I'm going to make this DB or Peppermint DB2, just so that there's nothing going on there, so that there's no chance of it trying to do something weird and overwrite stuff, whatever. We've still got an IP address from 192.168.1.229. That's fine. Our port is 5000. Our port is 5000. All of this should be good. So let's go ahead and deploy the stack again. This shouldn't take as long because we've already got all of our files and images and all that stuff we need for the deployment. So this should go a little bit faster than last time. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the database. Server started, ready to accept connections. That's good. Oops. Oh, that was actually doing something else. That's fine. 3 migrations found. So it's going to go ahead and go through this migration for the database to make sure that everything is up and running. All right, so now we'll go back to our containers here. We'll open this up on port 5000. Hopefully, there we go. And I believe it was admin at admin.com or something. Let me double check that. Admin at admin.com. All right. Oops. Oops, admin at admin.com. That was not the password. Awesome. All right. Well, then my next thing would be to try this. It'd be admin at admin.com. And then wasn't Peppermint either.
A few moments later.
Okay, well, if I had just gone to their docs, you know, if I had just gone to their docs, I actually would have found this, and it's admin at admin.com and 1234. So that is easy enough. So let's come back over to here. Again, I should have looked. There we go. Now we're logged in. Yay. All right, so here we are. This is the great looking dashboard from the start here. No open tickets, no completed tickets, personal files. Can we upload a personal file here? Do we have any pictures? Sure, let's open that. And nothing happened. Let's try this again. Let's go to pictures. Screenshot 1. Nothing happened there. Okay, let's. There's nothing going on. That's Peppermint. And let's see if we've got anything going on here. Nope. Okay, weird. I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's my to-do list. All right, so we have that. That is just a to-do. Okay, so that's just adding items to a to-do list, it looks like. Let's create a ticket. Let's start there. We're gonna enter a name. We're gonna enter my name. Oops. And this is a test ticket. We don't have any clients. Internal's fine. And we'll select our engineer. I kind of dig that. So and below that we do have a WYSIWYG editor, and Markdown is supported. So I'm stoked to see this. We can type in there. This is a test for the video, and then we can set a priority of low, normal, or high. Let's set a high priority for that and create a ticket. And if I refresh, hey, now we have one ticket. I would actually. I would like this one, as ridiculous as it sounds. I'd like this to be clickable. There's definitely that. If we come over here to tickets. So let's see, the ticket number, the name, client priority, and title. I'd like to see status on here, just because we've got open and completed. I also feel like there should be a on hold. We should have the option to add multiple statuses that would show up here, so that we can then kind of categorize things that way. Besides just low, medium, high priority, we should also have open tickets, completed tickets, in progress tickets. Maybe that would be open still, I guess. But on hold, other status options, maybe status options that we can create ourselves, because everybody's going to do things a little bit differently. So I would like to see that. If we come into tickets here, again, these, so I would like to see this ticket number be clickable. I know that there's a view button right here, but after having done website development, tech support for website development, and customer service for website development, and that sort of thing for a very, very long time, the more points of entry you can give somebody to access something sometimes is better. And just adding one here wouldn't be that big of a deal. So I would like to see that. We do have the issue, the activity. We've got all of our information here. Let's see if we can upload that file here. So let's go to pictures. Let's do our screenshot. Okay. Edit, complete notes, transfer. So I guess do an edit. Not really much going on over here. Let's do this is an update. And then click save. Interesting. So now we have an option. We can click that, nothing happens. So we've uploaded an image here, but there are no tickets. Sorry, there are no files attached to this ticket. That's weird. Let's tell you what. Let's refresh this and see. There we go. Okay. So now on that refresh, maybe that's something else they could add. Once a file is uploaded and the update is saved, maybe that page should refresh so that we come back to this page so that we can then download that picture. Or possibly another option would be to view right here in the browser via Lightbox or something like that. Let's save it and see. Okay, so we got that. Let's just put that in downloads and click save. Okay, so that's working. Again, there's some user interface things that I think we could fix here. Again, having the page reload once we save, so that we can actually see our ticket files, being able to view the ticket files in a pop-up window as applicable. Maybe whether it's images, PDFs, text files, all of that should be able to be popped up in a window right here on this screen. I don't know that we need to download it each time. Let's go and click on complete. All right. So now we have now let's see, we've got history. Let's come back over to here. This is completed. Yeah, under tickets, I'd like to see those different statuses of open, completed, whatever those statuses are, as sub-navigation items under here somehow. Just because going to history and then looking it up isn't terribly intuitive. Under personal notebook, we can create a new notebook here. Let's do, okay, so we can do that. Let's go ahead and click save. So we've created our notebook here. Ooh, okay, so again, that page didn't really refresh. So we can view this notebook. Hopefully, if we come back, we can edit the notebook. There we go. A little weird, but okay. I don't necessarily hate it. Just kind of one of those things. Again, we can create a new notebook. Let's call this Markdown Test 2 and click save. And of course, there's nothing here. So we go back to our personal notebooks. Now we've got 2 of these. If we view it, there's our test. Let's edit this and see. So let's do, oops. Did I get that right? There we go. All right. So then we can come back over here to our notebook. Oops. Like so, and then like that. Let's actually, let's make that bold, like so. All right, and then, so this might actually be a good way to learn how to write Markdown, because it's actually putting the Markdown in there for us. I actually really dig that. Well done, guys. So let's click save. And then let's go back to our personal notebooks. And then test 2 is where we just were. So let's view that. There we go. It's not pretty, but again, this is still very bare bones, and I know they're working on it. So there's that. So that's working. Users, let's take a look at users. We've got our admin users here. Let's create a new user and see. Okay, so we can enter their first name, their email, and their password, and then they can just be a user or an admin. We'll want to see more user types in there for tech support levels and things like that, I think. But I think that's definitely something that they can do if they've already got user types of user and admin. Adding more user types shouldn't be an issue. So let's close out of that. Let's go to clients. We've got an internal client. I actually like that was there by default. We create a new client. We can, once we've got our users created, we can then create a client and assign a user to that client. That's good. I'm glad to see that. Settings, let's take a look here. So we've got webhooks available, it looks like. So we can create webhooks if we need to do that. Again, this is still fairly early on. I don't know that I would use webhooks at this point, but they do have a webhooks option, which I really do dig. And then versions, version 2.0, if we click that, it's going to take us over here I'd like to see that pop open in a new window. Just a weird thing that I have there. Our user account for admin, let's view our profile. There's all of that and our password, and then we can log out. So let's do that. So there we go, guys. There is kind of the process I go through of taking a look at a new container before I decide whether or not I'm going to share it with you, and what kind of things I'll need to know in advance for getting around some of this stuff. Like I ran into an issue of I didn't know what the password was going to be for the admin account, and I just needed to go look at their documentation. It was right there all along. So those are the little things that I try to have ready and set up and ready to go for when I do these videos, so that I can just share that information with you, so that we don't have to kind of look for that information together, or I don't have to be like, you go find it. So this is kind of, like I said, the process I go through for coming up with video ideas and kind of going through the setup process, so I know what to expect as I'm going through each of those different steps. And in this case, we actually got to take a look at a very young, newly built container. Again, it's still in alpha. I definitely would not use this in any sort of production environment, but again, I'm also trying to create some awareness of this, because I think it's a very cool idea that they've got, and would love to get you guys interested in their idea as well, so that so that we can get some community behind this and build a very robust ticket support system in a Docker container. So hopefully you found this video not necessarily entertaining, but informational as far as the process I go through. This one was pretty basic. Very often other containers are very, very much different in the research I have to do, the setup I have to go through and kind of get familiar with is often much different than this. So I'm glad that this one was fairly basic in its setup process, and it's getting familiar with its process. I swear I speak English. But anyway, that's kind of the process I go through. Hopefully, again, you found this helpful. If you've got questions or anything, definitely let me know. I'd be happy to go over that in the comment section down below. I will have links to all of their resources in the description of this video as well as their Discord. I think it'd be very cool if you guys went over and joined their Discord to give them ideas on things that they can do to make Peppermint more user-friendly and more accessible to more people for more different reasons and use cases. So I think with all of that being said, I am going to go ahead and wrap this up. So as always, thanks for your time. I always appreciate your support, and I'll talk to you in the next video.